Good morning, everyone. FriYAY. I'm so glad it's Friday. Thank you for joining us for North Dakota Today. I'm Lisa Beddoe here with Chris Berg. Bring on the weekend. Actually, I feel like the week's gone pretty fast to me.
You have?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know why, but all of a sudden
God bless
it just...
you.
So,
I am like just dragging myself over the finish line with today.
or maybe I'm just on a high because I know like the end is in sight. So it's going to be a great weekend. It's feeling like fall. I've kind of come around to the fact I fought that for a long time. Yesterday morning I was smelling pumpkin spice, candles and saying, okay, I can do this.
Can we just pause for a moment and just sort of reminisce to McNeil and Friends? Like, I'd never been in there, and I walked in there, I was like, ooh, I could like just hang out here all day.
I know, you want to live in that store because they have it all set up. Like there was a bedroom and a dining room and the sofas were very comfy.
Candles going. I ended up buying a candle. I mean, I could have bought probably 10, and it's just, you're like, okay, let me start with one, and they just all smelled like, okay, I need this one for this room and this one for this room.
It's beautiful. They are good at what they do there. Like, not only like the decor, but the ambiance, I guess, of the whole place. So, absolutely. We need to have them come in and design and decorate our studio.
They could do our set.
Yes.
Because I can decorate this. Like, even I can do this.
That would be fun. That would be awesome. So last night I was spending time on my own sofa, not quite as fancy as McNeil and Friends. Did you watch the Eagles-Packers game?
I did, and I was like, man, Carson Wentz looked on fire.
Yeah, I was finally happy because I had been a little nervous. They lost the last 2 games. I'm not like a super football NFL junkie, but I was like, I was nervous for him. I was like, you need to turn this around. And then I thought the Packers, had a good thing going this season. So I was like, oh no, it's going to be 3 in a row. But the Eagles won. So Carson Wentz won.
At Lambeau Field, great for the Vikings. And, keep in mind, one of the things for Carson is he's had a couple drop passes at the end of games that should have been touchdowns to help them win the game. And last night, the kind of fortunes were reversed, where if you didn't watch the game, the Packers were about to come in and score to tie it up, and then ended up getting picked at the end, and Carson wins. So kudos to him. He looks really, really good.
I'll admit I did not watch all the way to the end, which is similar to when I'm watching. Yeah, I get up really early. So I watched like the first half, and then I went to bed. But I thought he looked great, and it was. I was going to say, besides like breaking down the game, there were a lot of people from Fargo who made it to the game.
Oh.
Yeah. So I have some good friends. Their whole family went. I know a gal that we often work with that works over at Flint. She was there. She's
nice.
There's a lot of Packer fans, but a lot of Carson Wentz fans were like, hey, this is a fairly close game. Good atmosphere for a football game.
Well, it's funny you say that, because last night as I was getting ready for my evening show, I walk in Beth Hool, and I always kind of seem to sort of cross paths. I was like, Beth, like, what are you doing here? Shouldn't you be at Lambeau Field? I'm like, come on, you didn't try to sell that to somebody in this building? She's like, nah, not this one. I'm like, gosh, I would have raised my hand for that gig. So, yeah, it was exciting.
There'll be more trips to come for her, I'm sure. And even bigger than the game, the big announcement that was made last night. We're talking about who's going to be performing at the Super Bowl, and I love both of these gals. J-Lo, I feel like I kind of have a woman crush on her because she is absolutely amazing, and Shakira. And I was doing a little reading today as well. It's not like, because I thought it was going to be like J-Lo, with like special guest Shakira, but it sounds like they're like equals. Like the two of them are going to be like, go girl, like they're going to kill it.
I'm so excited for it, because it's just going to bring like that nice Latin vibe into the Super Bowl, and everyone's going to be watching. I'm sure they're going to do, some songs in Spanish, and so it's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, and, there's always the talk and the rumors, like what kind of special guests, who have they collaborated with that they're going to bring in? So, I don't know, I'm excited. I love, and I hope J-Lo has I was looking at Shakira songs too. She has a lot more than I was, I only know, like, Your Hips Don't Lie, little Shakira. But J-Lo has, quite the, I love like her very, very early stuff as well, little Jenny on the Block, to what she's doing now as well as, how is she going to pick? She'll have to do some of that, mashup kind of stuff to get through.
It's incredible that she is doing the show. I mean, isn't she like 50 years old? She just turned 50, right?
Yeah.
Doing the Super Bowl.
I always like to joke that she's really let herself go. She is like in better shape than a lot of 20-year-olds. So she's amazing. And I think I heard too that A-Rod said you'd think that there wasn't anything that was still on J-Lo's bucket list, but this is something she always kind of wanted to do. So he has turned out to be like just her biggest cheerleader.
Yeah.
Like you think of this like macho super athlete, and then as it turns out, he's like a really good boyfriend and supporter and cheerleader.
They've both been fantastic for each other. You can tell even she's different than when she was with like Ben Affleck and kind of in that different area of life.
Back when it was Benifer. No, that's different. Didn't she also date P. Diddy for a little while?
Yeah, she did the P. Diddy thing for a little while.
And who is the singer who she had her twins with?
He was in that great movie with Denzel Washington.
Yeah, so.
Something Iglesias? Not Enrique, but it'll come to me. I can't think of it right now.
Okay, so this weekend I'm just going to be lost. You're like, what? No, I got lots of stuff planned. There's no Bison game. No, it's an off week for the Bison. So, super fans like me, I'm actually really excited. I'm like, oh, free weekend because, tailgating and Bison games, they take up a lot of your day. Now, don't worry, though. They're back at it October 5th. Same with our whole crew. Good news for our crew, too, because we have a massive team effort behind the scenes you don't see. But October 5th, they'll be on the road. The Bison playing Illinois State. So this weekend, you can go to the pumpkin patch. I have family coming into town. My grandma's going to be here.
Oh,
we're going to do my sisters and my grandma. We're going to do a big girls' weekend.
That'll be fun.
So we're planning dinners and petties and all that kind of.
Are you going to McNeil's and Friends?
Maybe. Yeah. Do a little shopping for sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to kind of get into the.
That'll be good.
Get into the season this weekend.
Get out of the tailgating mode.
I was going to say, I know tonight, whenever I think that I am planning the weekend, then my daughter, we live in West Fargo, and my daughter, tonight's a big night. She's, she's sixth grader, but she thinks she's in high school. She's not watching, so hopefully but it's the Packer Mustang game tonight. So in-town rivalry. So I do know I have to do that. And we have birthday parties, like a crafting birthday party we were just invited to. So when I say, oh, no, Bison, I'm like busier than busy. I think everybody in town kind of does that too. When there's no Bison game, they're like, okay, let's schedule this birthday party and this and this and this. So, and good timing for that football game too. So bundle up though, because
I think I saw. Didn't Lisa was she showing like 30s?
Yeah, I mean there have been 30s when we've been waking up in the morning, and 50s. It's definitely taken a turn. Wasn't it just last weekend? I was like getting a sunburn sitting outside.
Yeah.
And now today I was walking around with a sweater on in the, well, I guess inside. I'm not cold, but I ran home on my break this morning. It was picture day, so I had to run home and get my girls.
That's nice.
Girls ready, put a little mom touch on the, because usually dad gets them ready. So when it's picture day, mom has to come home and
do a little bit extra.
Their hair looks a little bit nicer on picture day.
I know that the weather's turning, but it's always that first snowfall. We know it's inevitable, but still when you see, you're like,
I've been giving Lisa Green a hard time in the morning because, she was talking about frost. I was like, I hate that F word.
Yes.
And now she said there's a possibility for just a flake or two already in the forest. And I'm like, but it's not like significant, but it doesn't matter. You just see that one flake for the season. I know when I was on my break, I was seeing kids riding their bikes with their stocking caps on and stuff this morning. So the seasons are changing. If you do Friday night football, wear stocking cap. For sure. Another fun thing going on this weekend up in Grand Forks. We're going to have a meet and geek actually tomorrow up in Grand Forks, and we're going to be talking about the first ever Comic-Con at the Alara Center. We're going to talk about it, all the details, what you need to know next here on North Dakota Today.